Now listen.
Yeah, that's different. That's a pop song.
I'm Elvis Presley.
Here is Elvis.
Welcome to the Elvis Presley special.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Elvis Presley Show.
Dear viewers, over the past year I regularly kept you informed of the growth in the number of subscribers I had. I also expressed the wish that I would be happy to welcome the 10,000th subscriber this year. Ladies and gentlemen, I started my channel in August of 2016 and I can proudly say that on October 25th, 2024, the 10,000 subscriber signed up. Hooray! I am over the moon with this achievement and it really gives me a boost to continue next year. Now talking about 2025. There will not be an Elvis Presley News Report for the month of January, but hold your guns. Before Christmas, I will upload a video in which I review all the highlights of 2024. The first regular news report will be uploaded on January 31st in the new year. My name is Emil Meyer. You are an Elvis fan and you are now watching the Elvis Presley News Report of December 2024. There is news about the Elvis Evolution show in London because I can tell you tickets went on sale on October 25th. The 110-minute long show will have its premiere on May 10, 2025 and runs till the 28th of September. You will witness some of Elvis's most iconic performances using brand new treatments and cutting-edge technology. The producers decided that a large portion of this show will be centered around the 68 comeback special. This is a multi-sensory experience which plays with sight, sound and even smell. What this show sets apart from other shows is that the audience is walking through the immersive experience. Each performance is limited to 180 people and there are some seats in selected scenes which allows you to sit and watch the performance. But in general, visitors do not have a fixed seat but will walk from one stage to another. Organizers have stated there will be no dynamic pricing applied in hopes of avoiding any disappointment for the fans of the King. A standard entry, including the after party, costs £75, but there are also VIP tickets at £180 and £300. The higher the price, the more extras you will get, but in the end, everybody sees the exact same show. The location also has an American diner where the after party with live music and DJ sets will be held.
Layered reality makes shows that really deliver on the name of our company. We don't make traditional theatre, we don't make film, we make a new art form that sits somewhere in between. We can use immersive sound systems, which means you don't just have a set of speakers at the front, you've got sound all around you, and we control that sound in very interesting ways. We can literally mimic the acoustics of different environments. We can take you on a real journey, which we have to do with Elvis because we're going to start back in his childhood.
I think one of the things I've learned in this process, everyone has their Elvis Presley and what it means to them. We do not take lightly the responsibility to really deliver on something that is authentic and faithful for the fans.
We want to bring Elvis to the fans the way they've always wanted to see him. And that means really bringing together this layering of technology, everything from these amazing screens and audio technologies, but also through to the smells. We are layering all this together with live actors, with all the theatrical techniques that we have at our disposal. We're bringing together technologies and creative media in a way that's never been done. And that is massively exciting.
We can take you back to these spaces and let you experience them as if you had actually been there.
We all think we know him and we all think we know his music, but we don't. This show will show you Elvis.
We can let you feel what it was like to sit in that audience.
and it will show you in a way that you've never seen it before.
In the Elvis Presley News Report of November, I announced the release of a new Elvis documentary on Netflix titled Return of the King. If you have seen the documentary and would like to comment on it, then please feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below the video. Sony's collector's label Follow That Dream Records have announced 3 new releases. As part of its ongoing Live on Tour series, FTD now releases Elvis The Last Tours Volume 2. This is of course the follow-up to Volume 1, which was released in October 2024. Released as a 3 CD 5-inch digipack, this set features not the entire shows from March 1977. What is presented are a selection of songs from the 6 concerts Elvis did in Norman, Abilene, Austin, and Alexandria. Elvis was not in a good way and would cancel the final 4 shows of the March 1977 tour. The second release is the Girl Happy Sessions. This is a 3 CD set that contains all the masters and available session outtakes. This set includes a lot of previously unreleased takes of many songs and all 36 takes of Do Not Disturb. But the big FTD release of 2024 is of course Elvis The Making of King Creole by David English and Paul Granlund. Housed in a slipcase, this hardback deluxe book contains 380 pages with many newly discovered photographs, details on deleted scenes, pages from the script, the shooting schedule, memos, contracts, and memories from the cast and crew. Furthermore, the set includes 6 film frames taken from the original 35mm reels of the movie and a 10-inch vinyl record with picture sleeve, recreating the original Japanese King Creole album. Finally, the set also has 2 CDs. The first CD has the King Creole movie soundtrack recordings, and CD 2 holds the February 1958 RCA studio recordings, demos and radio spots. In 2024, Elvis is at number 4 in the Forbes list of highest paid dead celebrities. He dropped from last year's number 2 to number 4 with an amount of $50 million. The income is not even half of the amount as in 2023. More information about the Forbes numbers starting in 2001 can be found in the Elvis Presley News Report of December 2022. In that video, I explained that the Forbes numbers should be taken with a grain of salt. There is a fun fact to report about Freddie Mercury, who is at number 2 with an income of $250 million this year. In 2024, rock group Queen got a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity of selling their music catalog to Sony Records for $1 billion. The proceeds were split between Mercury and the other 3 living band members. So that is the reason why Freddie peaked in this year's list at number 2. By next year, he will certainly have dropped quite a few places. I received a reaction from a viewer in which she debunked a common myth. It turns out that I gave you false information in the previous video and now it is time to rectify this. I told you that Elvis did not get to play in the 1976 movie A Star Is Born because Tom Parker insisted that Elvis would receive top billing and an exorbitant salary. This is not true because documents show that Elvis would receive first position credit, 100% of the title above the title. His salary of $500,000 plus 10% of the movie's gross receipts was in 1976 an exorbitant salary. So those 2 reasons are not true.
Contract for Rainbow Road, formerly A Star Is Born. Isn't that interesting? So this is the proposed agreement and contracts for Elvis to actually star next with Barbra Streisand in A Star is Born. And it just goes through all the details. They'll be paying him $1,000 a week in expenses and giving him 2 round-trip first-class tickets for transportation to all locations. Elvis would be entitled to first position credit at 100% of the title above the title. So this is just a proposed contract. Obviously, we know it never happened, that Chris Christopherson filmed A Star is Born for many reasons. But it's really cool to be able to track all of this negotiation going back and forth.
We think that Elvis was talked out of the movie by Parker because of 2 reasons. The first being that movie company Warner Brothers, instead of Tom Parker, would own the music. The second reason was that Tom Parker thought it was a bad idea for Elvis to play a character that might be viewed by some as a loser and that Elvis had an image to uphold. It's trivia time, and in last month's trivia I showed you a drawing of Elvis that was made up out of song titles. All you had to do was to count the titles and to write the number of songs in the comment section below the video. The answer to the trivia was that 14 songs were used in the drawing. Everybody who participated had the correct answer. Well done, everybody. It was just a matter of looking closely and counting. The trivia question for this month is for the jumpsuit junkies. Elvis's jumpsuit designer Jean Doucette was raised in New York, and because of that he had a soft spot for the Chrysler Building. He decided to pay tribute to the Chrysler Building by sneaking in the design of that building into an Elvis jumpsuit. The trivia question for this month is, in which jumpsuit? Post your answer in the comments below. Good luck, everybody! Elvis fans may be in for a treat the coming years now that the new AI demixing technology has arrived. AI demixing technology allows instruments to be separated from a single track mono tape, along with the removal of tape hiss as well. This technology makes it possible, for instance, to remix Sam Phillips's Sun recordings. Ernst Jurgensen is, as you may know, the man in charge of the Elvis catalogue for Sony Records. He recently asked Emile de la Rey, who worked on the sound for Peter Jackson's Get Back documentary, to do a test remix of Good Rocking Tonight. The result of using Jackson's proprietary AI technology were a perfect separation of instruments. Apart from the test remix, no more information is available. As soon as there is more to report about this subject, you will hear it first on this channel. The loyal viewers of my channel will be aware that I have a pair of neo-style Nautic sunglasses that come from the exact same mold that was used for Elvis's glasses. I also bought a replica that Neostyle is selling nowadays. Because the molds were destroyed when the model went out of production in the 1970s, the replica is not exactly the same, but more an interpretation of the original. I have taken out the glasses of the replica and had them replaced with prescription lenses. Now, this is what they would call nowadays a statement. I had to get used to it in the beginning, but now I think it looks pretty cool. I will continue wearing contact lenses, but when I put those out, I am wearing my Elvis glasses. I think we've come to the end of the Elvis is Everywhere segment, and I'm showing you the last batch of photos. I thank all the participants who took the time and the effort to send in their photos, but it stops here. I tried to throw in a song title here and there, and it's carnival time, because Romke ter Horst saw Elvis playing the guitar at a fun fair in Sneek, the Netherlands. We stay in the Netherlands to find an Elvis photo hanging on the wall in an authentic Thai restaurant in Groningen. B. Alder found this photo of Elvis with the Thai king and queen on the set of GI Blues. It is just a small step to Thailand, where Supot Buranaprahop, if I pronounce it correctly, has his Elvis Cafe in the Ta Lang district of Phuket Island. A little bit further in Australia, to be precise, Zaya found this Elvis truck at the Fairfield Marketplace in Sydney. This is perhaps the most unrecognizable display of an Elvis tribute, but this has been erected to the memory of Elvis in the Adelaide Botanic Gardens. Thank you, Getty Andrews, for the photo. Though this is not an Elvis sighting in a public place per se, this photo of Gina Wilson in Melbourne qualifies for me. Her car seats are very popular with the ladies. I mean, it's not often that you get the opportunity to sit on Elvis. In southeast Birmingham, England, Dennis Locke found Elvis inside the shop of an optician. Thanks to the daughters of a certain Frank from the USA, I can now show you this mural in the heart of Rome. They also found a cigarette lighter in a gift shop in Greece. Oh, how I wish Elvis would have sung Greased Lightning. Got it? Jean-Michel paid a visit to the birthplace of Colonel Parker in the Netherlands. This plaque can be found at the back of the house in Breda. Jean-Michel also sent in these two photos. Here is Henry Ferrero next to the Elvis star on the sidewalk in Meridian, Mississippi. And this is a photo taken by Claudia Leon from the train of a permanent painting of Elvis and Anne Margaret, taken at Medrano metro station in downtown Buenos Aires, Argentina. Frank Scholl takes us to the fair in Seattle. The Space Needle and the monorail that were featured in the movie It Happened at the World's Fair are still there. There are two little fun facts. The first is that the famous scene in the Space Needle restaurant was filmed at MGM Studios in Hollywood. The second fun fact is that the image of a 1970s Elvis is printed on the tickets of the monorail. I think this is a very nice gesture. I closed the segment with a big bang because Mark Rioux from Canada sent in these photos of the photo exhibit in the Ottawa City Hall. Elvis played in Ottawa on April 3, 1957. He was supposed to play in Montreal, Canada's largest city at the time, but the Cardinal prevented him from performing because of his so-called bad influence on youth. So that is how Elvis came to Ottawa. The text in the photo that shows a whiteboard is telling. Fans could not hear him sing because of the screams. Students being expelled from their high school for attending one of the two shows. And with these photos I close the Elvis is Everywhere segment. Thanks to all participants. Louisiana native and Rock and Roll Hall of Famer James Burton's name was forever etched on the Country Music Hall of Fame on October 20. James Burton blended blues and country and was still a teenager when he started his career as a Louisiana Hayride staff musician. By the age of 14 he was responsible for creating the memorable guitar lick for Susie Q by Dale Hawkins. Burton soon graduated to Ricky Nelson's band, where his guitar work can be heard on more than 40 hits, like for instance Hello Mary Lou. Elvis fans know James Burton as Elvis's TCB band leader, and as far as I know he played during all the Elvis concerts between 1969 and 1977. Apart from being a brilliant guitar player, James is also one of the nicest men I have ever encountered. His induction into the Country Music Hall of Fame is more than deserved. That was the news for this time. Check back next month if you want to keep up with all the latest Elvis news. Until then, have a happy Elvis Presley Day.
You have a happy, you have a happy, have a happy.
Did I hear someone say something about Elvis?